If you're one of the 72 million Americans receiving Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, I have some news that could put hundreds of extra dollars in your pocket this year. In the next few minutes, I'll break down exactly how much your benefits are increasing in 2025, who's getting the biggest raises, and most importantly, the hidden pitfalls that could actually cost you money if you're not prepared. I'll also share proven strategies to maximize every penny of your increase. Welcome to Financial Area, where we break down complex benefit changes into actionable advice you can use today. If this information helps you, smash that like button and subscribe for more money-saving tips that could change your financial future. Let's start with the numbers everyone wants to know. The Social Security Administration just announced a 2.5% cost of living adjustment for 2025. But here's what that actually means in real dollars hitting your bank account. If you're receiving Social Security retirement benefits and you're getting the average monthly payment of $1,970, you're looking at an extra $48 every month. That's $576 more per year. Now, if you're one of the higher earners who maxed out your contributions over the years, your maximum benefit of $4,873 will jump by $122 monthly. That's nearly $1,500 extra annually. For those on SSDI, your average monthly benefit of $1,537 will increase by $38 per month, adding up to $456 more throughout the year. I know that might not sound like a fortune, but for families like Maria's, a single mom who became disabled after a car accident, that extra $38 means she can finally afford fresh vegetables again instead of just canned goods. SSI recipients are seeing increases too. If you're an individual receiving the full SSI payment, you'll go from $943 to $967 monthly, a $24 increase. Couples will see their payment rise from $1,415 to $1,450, gaining $35 per month. For families caring for children with disabilities, even that $24 can cover therapy sessions or special dietary needs that insurance doesn't cover. Veterans aren't left out of these increases either. If you have a 100% disability rating, your monthly benefit jumps from $3,737 to $3,831. That's an extra $94 per month. Even veterans with a 30% disability rating will see their $524 monthly payment increase to $537. Now, here's something crucial that affects everyone receiving Social Security. Medicare Part B premiums are also going up, from $174.70 to $185 per month. That's a $10.30 increase. But here's the good news. This year's Medicare premium increase is relatively small compared to the benefit increases, which means more of your Social Security raise actually stays in your pocket. But here's what most people don't realize. These benefit increases affect way more than just the direct recipients. If you're caring for an elderly parent, a disabled family member, or a child receiving SSI, these adjustments directly impact your household's financial situation. We're talking about caregivers, adult children managing their parents' finances, and families where multiple generations depend on these benefits. The scope is massive. We're looking at roughly 50 million retirees, 9 million SSDI recipients, 7.4 million SSI recipients, and over 5 million veterans and their families. That's why understanding these changes is so critical. Now, let me tell you about the hidden dangers that nobody talks about, because this is where people can actually lose money if they're not careful. First, there's what experts call the benefits cliff. This is especially dangerous for SSI recipients. Here's how it works. SSI is a need-based program, which means there are strict income limits. When your benefits increase, even by a small amount, it might push you over the eligibility threshold for other assistance programs like SNAP food benefits, Medicaid, or housing assistance. Let me give you a real example. Janet receives SSI and qualifies for $200 monthly in SNAP benefits. Her $24 SSI increase might seem like good news, but if that pushes her total income just $1 over the SSI eligibility limit, she could lose those $200 in food benefits.
She'd actually be $176 worse off every month, despite getting a raise. This is why it's absolutely critical to understand how your benefit increase affects your other assistance programs before you start spending that extra money. The second hidden danger is taxes. If your combined income exceeds certain thresholds, you may owe federal taxes on your Social Security benefits. Here's the problem. These tax thresholds haven't been adjusted for inflation since they were set decades ago. For individuals, if your combined income is between $25,000 and $34,000, up to 50% of your Social Security benefits become taxable. If it's above $34,000, up to 85% can be taxed. For married couples filing jointly, these ranges are $32,000 to $44,000 for 50% taxation and above $44,000 for 85% taxation. Your benefit increase might be just enough to push you over these thresholds for the first time. Suddenly, you're not just getting a small raise, you're getting a tax bill you weren't expecting. The third problem is what I call the purchasing power illusion. Yes, your benefits are going up by 2.5%, but many essential expenses are rising much faster. Housing costs, healthcare expenses, and prescription drug prices are often increasing at 4%, 5%, or even higher rates. This means that even with your increase, you might actually be losing ground financially. This isn't meant to discourage you, it's meant to prepare you. Because when you know these pitfalls exist, you can plan around them. So let's talk about smart strategies to maximize your benefit increase and protect yourself from these hidden dangers. First, calculate your exact new benefit amount right now. Don't wait for the money to show up in your account. Take your current monthly benefit and multiply it by 1.025. That's your new monthly amount. Then multiply that by 12 to see your annual increase. Having this number lets you plan ahead instead of just reacting when the money arrives. Once you know your numbers, decide how you'll use that increase before you get it. Will you pay down high-interest debt, start or add to an emergency fund, cover a specific recurring expense? Having a plan prevents that money from just disappearing into your regular spending without making a real impact. If you're receiving need-based benefits like SSI, this next step is crucial. You need to understand exactly how close you are to income thresholds for other programs. Many states offer free benefits counseling services that can help you navigate this. A benefits counselor can run scenarios to show you exactly how your increase affects your eligibility for other assistance programs. Sometimes they can even help you find legal ways to structure your finances to maintain eligibility for crucial programs while still benefiting from your increase. This might involve setting up certain types of accounts or making strategic spending decisions. Here's a strategy many people overlook. Use this time to review all the benefits you might be eligible for but aren't currently receiving. Programs like SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance, utility help, and state-specific assistance programs have different eligibility requirements. You might qualify for something new, or your benefit increase might not affect certain programs at all. Even if you can only save $10 or $20 from your benefit increase each month, start or grow an emergency fund. I know that sounds impossible when money's already tight, but even small amounts add up. That $20 monthly becomes $240 by year's end, enough to handle a minor emergency without going into debt or falling behind on bills. Let me share some real stories that show how these strategies work in practice. Sarah is a single mom receiving SSDI. When she learned about her $38 monthly increase, she immediately calculated that it meant $456 more per year. Instead of letting it blend into her regular expenses, she decided to use $25 monthly to catch up on her children's school fees and put the remaining $13 into a small emergency fund. By the end of the year, she had addressed an ongoing stress and built a $156 cushion for unexpected expenses. Robert, a veteran with a 100% disability rating, saw his monthly benefit increase by $94. He was already comfortable with his regular expenses, so he used the entire increase to help his granddaughter with after-school program costs. This not only helped his family, but also gave him a sense of purpose and contribution that improved his overall well-being. Maria, who became disabled after her car accident, used her SSDI increase strategically. She allocated $20 monthly toward fresh produce to improve her health, $10 toward a small emergency fund, and saved $8 monthly toward holiday gifts for her children. This way, her increase addressed immediate needs while also preparing for future expenses. Here's something else to consider. If you're married and both spouses receive benefits, your household is seeing increases across multiple income streams. This gives you more flexibility in how you allocate the extra money. Maybe one person's increase goes toward immediate needs, while the other's goes toward longer-term goals. Stay informed about future changes too. Benefit programs and eligibility rules change frequently. Following reliable sources and staying up to date ensures you don't miss out on new opportunities or changes that could affect your finances. Set up Google Alerts for terms like Social Security changes or SSI updates to get news delivered to your email. Don't forget about state-specific programs either. Many states have additional assistance programs for people receiving federal benefits. These might include property tax relief, prescription drug assistance, or utility bill help. Your federal benefit increase might not affect your eligibility for these state programs at all. If you're caring for someone who receives benefits, make sure they understand these changes too. Help them calculate their new amounts and plan for how to use the increase effectively. Sometimes family members can pool resources or coordinate spending to maximize the impact across the entire household. One final strategy: document everything. Keep records of your benefit amounts, other assistance you receive, and any changes throughout the year. This makes it much easier to track your overall financial picture and identify trends or problems early. The bottom line is this: a 2.5% increase might not solve all your financial challenges, but with the right approach, it can provide meaningful breathing room and set you up for bigger improvements down the road. The key is viewing this increase as one part of a larger financial strategy rather than just extra spending money. Behind every statistic I've shared today is a real person with unique challenges and dreams. These changes are about more than just dollars and cents. They're about dignity, stability, and hope for a better future. There's no shame in needing assistance or in using every available resource to build a better life for yourself and your family. In fact, being strategic about your benefits and seeking out additional help when needed is a sign of strength and wisdom. Share this information with anyone you know who receives Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits. The more informed we all are, the better we can support each other and make the most of these opportunities. If this video helped you understand your benefit increases better, hit that like button and subscribe to Financial Area for more practical advice on managing your finances and maximizing your benefits. Drop a comment below and let me know how you plan to use your benefit increase. Your strategy might help someone in a similar situation. Remember, small, consistent improvements can lead to significant changes over time. Take these increases, use them strategically, and don't give up on building a more secure financial future. You've got this.